Hi and welcome to today's vlog. Now I want to tell you about a very strange thing that happened to me earlier on today. I decided to step outside, and as I did so I felt something dropping on me, and I realised that out of the sky was falling some little water droplets. And I thought, what's this? And then I cast my mind back to some time ago, and I remember that there used to be a time when it used to rain. We've had so much brilliant, sunny, warm weather almost since the lockdown began that many of us have forgotten what rain was like. And certainly the gardeners will be giving grateful thanks for the rain that is so desperately needed for our parched lawns and very dry flower and plant beds. Those who have allotments will be giving thanks also for fresh water supply. And that reminded me of an incident back in the days when I was in the early years of my ministry in the potteries. I'd been asked by a couple to take a wedding in one of the churches where I was minister. And I'd met with a couple and we'd talked through the implications of being married, etc. Done some preparation with them. We talked about the service. And the time was drawing near to the big day. And so I thought, well, I better just go and check the marriage registers that are in the safe in the church. Incidentally, if you are watching this and you tend to rob places, there's no point robbing churches, because usually all that's in the church safe is documents that are not monetary of any value. So little point in robbing church safes. That's a by the by. So anyway, I thought I need to go and check the safe, get the registers out, just make sure they're in order, perhaps start writing out a few preliminaries. So I need to do that. I'm a kind of person who likes to be well prepared for everything. So if I'm going somewhere, I like to be well in time. If I'm taking a service or some other event I'm involved in, I'm the kind of personality who needs to be well prepared beforehand. I know we're not all like that, but that's how I am. So I thought I need to go and get the key. There's a special key for the safe. And I hunted high and low. And could I find the key? No, I couldn't. It wasn't in the place where I was expecting it to be, where I usually put it. I just could not find this key. I almost turned the house upside down in an effort to find this key. I just couldn't imagine where it would be. And I prayed to God, God, help me to find this key. And I have to say, as a little aside, that many, many times when I've lost something and I have prayed, I've been able to find that thing. And I believe that God often has answered my prayers in that respect. Now, some would say, well, that's just coincidence. But I remember, I think it was Archbishop William Temple, who said, when somebody said to him, you talk about answered prayer, but it's all coincidences. He said, well, you may be right, but what I find is that the more I pray, the more coincidences happen. I believe God is interested not only in the big things in our life, but in the small things. And often when I've prayed for something that's lost, it's been found. But on this occasion, my prayers didn't seem to have been answered, and I was racking my brain. What am I going to do if on the day we can't get the registers out, and the marriage registers can't be signed? The couple are going to be upset. Am I going to have to postpone the wedding? What am I going to do? I thought, do I know any burglars who can break into the safe and get the registers out? But I didn't think that was a good idea, even if I'd known somebody. And I thought, do I need to go to a locksmith, get him to break in? How much is that going to cost? Do they need to damage the safe so they have to get a new safe? That's going to cost a lot of money. I was beginning to panic, to be honest. Anyway, that period of that summer, I think it was the summertime, and it had been pretty much like it has been here recently. Long period without any rain. It was very dry, warm, hot, sunny, lovely weather, but hadn't had rain for ages, and the gardens were looking a bit like some gardens are looking now, dry and parched unless they've been watered. And then one day, as we were getting very close to this wedding, I still didn't have a clue what to do. The heavens opened and it began to bucket down, absolutely pour down. And I needed to go out, so I reached for my umbrella that was standing in the hall stand, just as you came in the front door. I reached my umbrella, pressed it to open it, And guess what fell out? Yes, the safe keys. What must have happened, it was on a cabinet, and at some stage somebody had knocked it and it had fallen into the umbrella. So when I opened the umbrella, a bit like Mary Poppins, out dropped this key, and boy, did I breathe a huge sigh of relief, and my anxieties faded away. So I thank God that even though the answer was delayed to that prayer to find the keys, eventually I did find them. And that's put me in memory of that verse in St. Paul's letters, St. Paul's letter in the 5th chapter, when Paul was talking about how, that letter is written to Christians who are going through a time of terrible persecution. And I guess many of them were asking, why doesn't God answer our prayer for deliverance? What's going on? Why is God allowing this? And Paul writes this: we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. So Paul is saying that even when bad things happen, even when we struggle in life, even when all around us seems to be in chaos and nothing seems certain, God is somehow working it out for good. And I believe that this situation the world is in right now is such a case, with the dread of the coronavirus and all that that's meant to so many people, with the happenings in America right now, the demonstrations, rightly so, and the anger at injustice and racism and the evil that we see all around us, the injustice. Even then, we have to believe that God is somehow weaving that for good. You may have heard the illustration used of a tapestry. If you look at the back of a tapestry, there is no pattern, no obvious sign that that means anything. It just looks chaos. But then turn the pattern around and you see this beautiful image. And I think sometimes we look at the world and we see chaos. We can't see any picture, understand anything. But somehow God is working his purposes out. And so I encourage you to remember that always, even when everything is falling to bits, it seems. God is working his purpose out. God works everything, even the painful experiences, for good to those that love him and are called according to his purpose. So God bless you. Thanks so much for watching today.